Sleepy developer says CHER 250. Oh yeah, it's Friday, let's flip and go.
End of line.
Redshift subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 46 months.
End of line.
All right, now that the glue has dried on this plate holding in the screws, we can continue. So we're going to mount this to the back of this monitor. And Jeepin, thank you for the Prime sub and for 26 months. I appreciate that. Sleepy, thank you for the 250 bits. And Redshift, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for...
They've subscribed for 42 months, currently on a 42-month streak. And says,
I'm sorry. I did not understand. This is Lieutenant Nearly of the Royal Army of Shangtu. Did you mean intruder? By your command.
Did you intentionally spell it weird, Lieutenant? To make the deck talk pronounce it right?
End of line.
Anyway, Redshift, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 46 months. I appreciate that. And Vital Kneve, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 42 months there. Thank you. All right. Yeah, alrighty. And Ben, welcome and thank you for the raid. All right, so when we last left off, and we're so rudely...
At tier 1. They've subscribed for 26 months and says, there's 2 of me. You have me in stereo.
End of line.
Wait. Is the server playing Deck Talk?
With Prime. They've subscribed for 44 months and says only 44. It feels like much more.
End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 26 months. I appreciate that. And Majeko, thank you for the Prime sub and for 44 months. Audio seems fine. Okay. She rated it and already watching. Oh, okay. That's because it is actually possible that the Deck Talk could be making sound locally here with the hardware Deck Talk and on the server itself. So I was confused. Okay. Yeah, so after I was so rudely interrupted by my internet service provider last Sunday, we are going to continue trying to get the giant teleprompter up and running here just because, well, we already started it. Might as well finish it.
CHER 100. Did someone say rudely interrupted?
Yeah.
End of line.
Jacob, thank you for the 100 bits. Is it that rude if you pay to interrupt me? Questions. But thank you. Yes. So, what we're doing today is wondering if I should pick the glue off of the threads that got on there before we try and do anything, and I'm thinking the answer is yes. And then we're going to be mounting a giant 24-inch monitor to a teleprompter. So we're going to mess with that.
They've subscribed for 37 months.
There we
And
go.
says, never fear, I am here and have apparently not missed the entire stream today, unlike on Sunday.
End of line.
For a coon says CHEER 100. Whether it's rude or not is not down to money. It's like a joke. Timing is.
End of line.
Hold on. So what I'm currently doing, first off, Ben, thank you for the Prime sub and for 37 months. I appreciate that. And then, hold on, you couldn't see that because I'm bad at this, apparently. Arm cam. There we go. 37 months. Thank you, Ben. And Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay. So I got a little bit of glue on the bolt here, and I'm just trying to get that off so that the nut doesn't go and stick to that. This glue is still very, very malleable, weirdly. But all right, I think it'll work for now. It's enough. Or especially when I'm utterly knackered. Well, that happens. Well, I don't have Comcast here, Vital Kneve. I wish I had Comcast, because then that would encourage the other ISP to actually provide a real service instead of just a bill. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to mount this. So if you weren't here last Sunday, let me fill you in. This is a teleprompter. I have a piece of glass that mounts between these two supports and goes here. The monitor mounts here. This came with a very small 4x3 monitor originally, and I'm putting a bigger 16:9 monitor on there because it'll fill in the cold mirror better. The mount for this, though, doesn't go out far enough for the new bigger monitor, so I got this adapter plate that's just meant to allow you to put like a bigger TV on a smaller mount or a smaller mount on a bigger TV. But what I'm doing is something weird where we're going to, and we haven't actually tried this part yet, we're mounting the plate kind of like this, and then we're mounting the monitor to the plate. I think that one got crooked and now the glue is ripped, so that's cool, but that's fine, whatever. But we're going to be able to stick this on here, and then the monitor will, I mean, yeah, that's the idea. Is use this to mount this to that. So that's what we're doing. Okay. So the screws were fully glued until I messed with it. Is this the one that you forgot to get last time? No. I don't think I would need the adapter plate for that one. So we're just going with this for now. And then we'll see how it goes. Oh, man. Ah. Okay. You might have caused an outage today. Oh, gosh. All right, so we're mounting this upside down. Unfortunately, somebody, and I won't name names, you know, just to be nice, didn't think about how they put the screws in here with the glue. And the heads are supposed to go on this side, but they are not. So, you know, we'll just not worry about that part for right now. So we're going to put this over there. Now I have some washers on here because the heads of these stick out a little bit. And this will keep the glue from touching down, but I think this will work. Blame it on night shift. Why did that not thread? Because that's not the right screw. Neither is that. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to be using these.
100. I'm going to go with the argument with the screw heads of who's going to see it.
End of line.
There we go. Was me? Yeah. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Who's going to see it? Me when I inevitably replace this? Redundant card said it was ready to take over. So So it wasn't you, it was whoever did the other thing. That's who the problem was.
Belgiumet says, I suppose you can legitimately call this a Friday afternoon job, though. CHDER 100.
End of line.
And thank you for the 100 bits. Yeah, I'm hoping we can get this done relatively quickly here. All right, that's all the screws threaded. Let's actually cinch it down now. All right, now I've been trying to think about how I want to handle mounting that. And, ugh, that looks like a lot of work. I was going to say, oh, it'd be nice to take it off, but you know what would be even nicer is if I just slid this towards the edge and then didn't. I do have to take this off, though, or at least move it out of the way. There we go.
Dodgerson says everything is the CX fault. I don't
know
care
what fell off.
says.
Oh, one of these fell off.
100.
End of line.
Well, that's cool. I just lost one of these. I felt it, like, roll down my leg. There it is. Dogface, thank you for the 100 bits. Let's put this back on there. There we go. Okay, so I should be able to... Oh, beautiful. Okay. Oh, that's going to be nice. Okay, now I just need to get the fasteners on there. Wait, are they all jam nuts? That's a problem. Because I don't think those will go all the way down, will they? Well, let's find out. Oh, that's so not going to work. I did not think about that. Why? Oh, that sucks. They're all the bushing jam nut kind, which requires a ridiculous amount of force, and there's 100% chance they're going to break loose in the glue. Okay. Well, that sucks. That would require different M8 bolts. Because, yeah, those won't work.
Ryan Van Mess subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 2 months.
End of line.
Ryan Van Mass, thank you for the Prime sub there and for 2 months. I appreciate that. Huh, okay. Not that much more force. Oh, no, way more force. Way more force. You are underestimating those. Melt the nylon. That is not a horrendous suggestion. I don't like it. But, I don't know. Okay, were there nuts included in this? No, why would there be? Oh, this sucks. Huh. Well, that's a problem. Okay. If I put spacers on this, it'll get me closer to the edge, and maybe this will work. At least for the ones down there. Now I have Lincoln Park stuck in my head since I said it was one step closer. Right. Okay. Would have guessed you probably have a box labeled Windows 386. What? Where's the last small one? There it is. Okay. Okay, so that's finger tight. Huh. Mad Max Starry. I don't think this will work. Heating it's really not going to be the solution because unless we're going to melt it so much that it all oozes out, it's still going to be stuck in there. And what's going to end up happening is that the glue will loosen around the bolts and then they'll just spin freely. The whole point of gluing them in there was so that they would have just a small amount of resistance. We're not going to be able to get all of the plastic out. At least I'm not going to be able to with what resources I have here. All right, let me see if I have an M8 nut set. Ugh, gosh, I don't think I will. No, there's 0 in there. Oh, man, this sucks. Yeah, the solution is metric nuts, yes, but I don't have them. And we're live, so, you know, if this was a normal project, I would just go get in the car and beep, beep on over to the hardware store and go buy them. But I'm live streaming this. So I don't have 4 other ones either. The other ones are too big. Everything in here is too big. I need to get that back installed. You know what? Minor detour. So I keep forgetting to reinstall this, and I have a sneaking suspicion we're dead in the water. Take us with you to the store. You know how you're not supposed to use your phone while you're driving?
100 a minor detour. You mean a tangent?
And a line.
All right. Hold on. But let's see. So this is a VESA monitor mount, kind of related to... Well, that's curious. I don't think it helps us. But I do actually have an adapter plate on this, and it has weird bolts, but this adapter plate is what has the threads. I don't think there's anything to that. Anyway, this thing mounts on here. I've touched it forever. I think this is one of the bolts. It's huge. But I'm missing a whole bunch of them. So that's fun. That's the wrong thread. Are any of these the right thread? That one's too big. Ooh, that one might be just right. Okay, we might actually be able to reassemble this, which would be cool. Yeah, $17.95 of delivery, exactly. It'll be nice to have this back together, at least. So there'll be some progress today. Yay, progress. I'm not 100% sure that's the correct bolt. This is. Okay. If the office internet broke, we probably would have lost the RTMP stream, so I'm not sure about that. There we go. Oh, that's way better. It's been months, maybe like a year I've been meaning to do this. I haven't had the mount, the clamp, and the arm next to each other. That was the first time I saw it and knew where the other thing was. Okay. Hooray, we were productive today. Woo! Okay. Now back to the actual problem.
Blaze says CHEER 100, so you have a tap to treat the nylon a bit so you have less friction.
End of line.
I don't have a tap. And I super ultra, even if I had a tap here, would not have a metric tap. So no, that's not an option. But thank you for the 100 bits, Lazy. Oh my gosh, Lazy. I need to blow my nose. I will be right back. So annoying. How can I work around this? I know a tap and die set for the threads. Yes, I know, but I don't have a metric one. Like that, I don't have that. Remove the nylon. That doesn't seem like it's going to be trivial. Absolutely not. That's not happening. There's no way. Huh. Yeah, I did not anticipate this problem. Well, dude, this sucks. How did I not realize that? I'm just going to stop reading the suggestions that involve tools that I don't have here. All right, here's a fun thing. Let's crack open the Haliken power supply, because when I was here earlier, I heard it chirping, because I realized I accidentally left it plugged in. All right, we're missing a foot, so I can already tell that the screws are underneath the feet. Thanks, Haliken. I am expecting this to have failed capacitors in it. For one, we know the boot cap is bad, but two, I swear I smell that unique smell of failed fish kind of thing that we got with, what was it, the 3D6 portable? Let me put it this way, Ben. If I'm not doing it right now, then it's not our practical solution. Oh, man. Okay. This is going into plastic. I can feel it moving, torquing slightly with this. Well, I meant aloud, Ben. I'm not going to respond to... There we go. Oh. Getting a lathe and mill. There's been some for sale at the same place. I could have bought a scanning electron microscope. Okay. Well, there's Panasonic caps. Oh no, those are Elna. Oh, this thing's super screwed. So much fish smell. Wow. It's bad. It's really, really, really bad. No, G-Pin, normally monitors don't need nuts to be mounted. The problem is that the mount plate for the, teleprompter is too far inset, and this does not slide up and down. So normally, the monitor has the female threads in it, and you put the nut through just plain holes in the back here. I'm trying to use an adapter plate to offset it to go down. So I have screws going through an adapter plate, and I'm running this backwards. So I need female threads on this side, which is unusual, and why they wouldn't have been included in this kit. So no other monitor in the office has a setup that would actually have that kind of thing. So look at all the corrosion on here. This is real bad. Maybe not necessarily corrosion, but just geez. And it's all over. There is absolutely corrosion down here. Yeah, this is super-de-duper bad. Wow, look at how frosty that fuse is, too. That's ridiculous. Look at that thing. That's, wow, man. Just, that's ridiculous. So, yeah, Haliken power supply needs a lot. Also, I think that cap might be a little, nah, it's not too bad. I was going to say a little bursty at the top, but no, it's fine. I can't see any definitive leakers because they glued everything down. So it's not easy to tell, although that one, that's a little suspicious there. The glue shouldn't be raised up like that. Did that eject the rubber plug and lift up? I don't even know. That's pretty weird looking. So, yeah. Full recap needed on this thing. And, like, PCB restoration, too. Yeah, it's not surprising this thing didn't work. Look at that. Wow. It may not be worth even trying. Especially since I was just able to make a barrel adapter. It's not like it's weird. It's just 12 volts or 17 volts. One rail. Yeah. So, yep, Haliken power supply, super bad. All right, well, that's good to know. I'm going to put it back together. There are not that many capacitors in here. We could cap map it, but considering there's like 4 people who have these, and I don't really feel particularly inclined to resuscitate it, I don't think there's that whole lot of need. How old is that? Roughly 1989. It's not mold, it's just corrosion. Gut it and stuff a mean well. I could do that, it's big enough. We could easily do that. And that might make more sense. Although 17 volts at 3.5 amps is a little bit of an ask, but it's probably doable. Late 1900s, yeah. You joke. I just recorded a second channel video where I was making the point that something else was late 1800s and that made it cooler than something that was mid 1900s. Yeah, I don't want to get into this today, so we're not doing this more. I just wanted to see what the fish smell was, and the fish smell was very bad. So, this thing is super toast. I just wish I hadn't left it plugged in for like 2 weeks. Okay. Not a lot of computer parts, Jeepin, have actual nuts in them like that. At least not in any way that are critical. Like, sure, there's probably some that hold down, I don't know, a transformer or something in one of the deck riders, but like I'm not removing that. I'm not going and investigating. So, yeah. And again, wouldn't be metric anyway. All right. Screw it. Let's go about this a different way. Wish I hadn't bought the adapter plate. But oh well. This will probably work. And if it doesn't, we'll make it work. This will probably work. Okay. This is a 24-inch Samsung monitor, and the power supply is figure 8. Let me go grab a cable for that, make sure this works. You'll notice I really don't want to put the original monitor back on. Partially, it's because it's kind of awesome, and I want to repurpose it. I think it could make for a really, 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 really good floater monitor. This is the monitor that came on it, okay? It is an LCD monitor, brand monitor. There we go. Look at that. That's fantastic. But we have BNC, video in and out, S-video, VGA, RCA in and out, like, and then DC power just runs off probably 12 volts. Yeah, 12 volt, 5 amp. Good Lord, that's a lot of amps. But anyway, this thing is sweet.
BHER 100. I think you'll find that monitors don't, as a general rule, float.
End of line.
So I kind of want to repurpose that for something more useful. Anyway, there's something interesting about this monitor that you may have noticed. Gonna wipe down that monitor? What? This one right here? You're talking about this monitor? The answer is no. Okay. All right. Does it turn on? The answer is probably no. So there's something weird about this monitor, and that's why it's abandoned in the office to the back. Well, I'm hearing this buzz now. That's new. I don't like that. But there's something funky with the power connector on it, where it's got to be like shimmied around or unplugged and replugged. No. There's a green light on the power supply. Anyway, here's the deal, okay? This monitor is not VESA compatible. I drilled holes in it. And I drilled the holes in it really high up so we could mount this hanging off of the plate. The downsides to this is that it is angled, so we'd probably need to use the washers to like raise this side up a little bit, but it might work. All right, where'd that power cable go? Okay. Thanks, I hate it. Let's go. Yeah. I'm not sure it's going to work anymore, though. I think this power supply may have died. The plug on the monitor has always been weird or so flaky. Yeah, there we go. So now it's going to work. Right? Like it'll turn on, it'll show something. You gonna do anything here? Menu. Yeah, hey, look, it works. Okay. I don't know if that comes across. It's cranky power supply. But we'll make that work. That'll at least let us test it. Okay. You heard the hum? Awesome. Now you'll at least believe me. All right. So let's get the other one. Worst case or with the other monitor? I don't know, but if he doesn't get here fast, then this is happening. And the answer is this is happening. I think I'm gonna have to remove those longer screws so I can get them back, which is fine because we're not gonna be able to use the glue anyway. So that was a big waste. Is it CCFL backlight? I think it's got a sticker on it that says LED. Yeah, right there. That was one of the reasons I initially bought it from Goodwill. No, the
one is getting one tier 1 sub to Texas community.
End of line.
Cody, thank you for the gifted sub. Here, I can repay you. Hold on. There was something I forgot to send you. This is part of the Keep a Lid on It project. But, yeah, there's the next thing. One more, and then one bigger part, and then that's done. And it like actually, I'm excited. I'll say that. All right. So CCFL backlights. So what? That's not the backlight that's making that sound. The buzzing was coming from the DC power supply, the AC to DC power supply for the monitor, not the backlight. Nothing inside the monitor was making that sound. I lost one of the spacers. Oh no, it's just stuck to it for some reason. Cody is in on it. Yes. It's Cody and then the locals. That's it. The locals, including the exported one. Yeah. Formerly local. Oh, wait, I need that. As much as I want to act laissez-faire about the surface of the monitor, I don't want it getting scratched more, I guess is the answer, than it has to, because it'll reflect off of the glass, so. Oh, Red Calvin the Chipmunks, yeah. There we go. Wait. Why? Oh, probably for packing. It's like, why is this even unthread if it just unplugs. It doesn't make any sense. If I move to Phoenix tomorrow, can you tell you what the secret is? Sure. I'll require a driver's license and updated registration for your vehicle, though. All right. Welcome to the I have no respect for this hardware hour. So, we're gonna jam some screws in this thing. Right here, guys. Oh my gosh, you know what? Wesley is not in on it. I did not think about that. It's a little bit much to bring you in on it now. My apologies. Deal, okay. Wants to leave the floor storage system in place despite dog face, but I'm not that much of a heathen. Good news, I am leaving it in place because I don't really have another option. Okay, so how far in can I go? Oh my gosh, I can use the good ones? No, I can't. Oh, that's a problem. I have to use the... Actually, we're going... Oh my gosh, that's how far in it's going to have to go. This is how bad this thing is. I mounted the monitor up really high, and it's still going all the way in. Jeez. Okay. I need the screws off of the plate, because I do need the long ones. So, rip glue. It was a nice thought. It's just, I know I would bet money at least Deziak will get this, but this is reminding me of that scene from Ace Ventura. I bet other people get it too. It's just like, I have a feeling. You in particular. Ace Ventura 2, it is too, yes. Yeah. Man, I wonder if that's on Laserdisc. It's not going to be on CED. Bet it's on Laserdisc, though. Man, that's crazy. That glue is so elastic. Jeez. All right. I only need 2, I think. So we'll just go with that. All right. I love the... I'll have to look that up, knowing what the search query would be. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Oh, wow. This sucks. Actually, will this even fit? It only barely fits if I have a bajillion spacers. Good grief. Okay, so I think I need 2 layers of spacers in the back, and then 1 layer of spacers in the front. Wow. Is, let's say, problematic? You know, it's been on too long. I don't know what the problem might be, unfortunately. The rhino scene, yes. The washers are still glued to it. Oh, I had a feeling it was on Laserdisc. Yeah, it just kind of spent a lot of money on Laserdisc recently. I need to chill and just not spend money in general. It was not fully cured in the center. Good. I'm smelling it again now. There we go. Okay, so that's all 4 of those. Where'd the other 2 go? Where did the other 2 go? Okay. Cool. What did that Shelby person do with those? They're very untrustworthy with things that need to be held on to for more than 5 seconds. Or Sun Laserdisc at Goodwill, yeah. Can I put them back here? No. Well, that's cool. Okay, we'll just, oh, they're in, brain no think today. Okay, I'm just going to take these out so I can remove this center plate because it's about to be in the way. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is going to be awful. I love it. So, those definitely will reach up there, and the ones down here, they don't reach, actually. Oh, no. That's a problem. Good news, though, I have some ridiculously long ones. There's one. That might actually be... Why is it flathead, though? Ugh. That fits the, yeah, that's the same flathead one. You know, these might actually be a little too long. Also, maybe not, though. Wow. Screws hit the bench. I mean, as long as they clear the LCD, who cares?
FGER 100. Why is this flathead? Because the designers hated the world.
End of line.
Yeah, no kidding. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. I just need a slightly longer M8. Will this thread? Ugh, I bet it will. How much bigger is this teleprompter than the old one? Like 4 times the area. You know, there's a solution to this. And it's a very easy solution. Let's drill some new holes. Okay. Where's the hole drilly bits? Come on, where are you hiding? Okay, I used them pretty recently. They got to be close by. I probably just, yeah, I was going over them. Okay. Now, I got to be careful about this because I need to undersize these so that the fasteners can bite into the plastic because we don't have nuts, so the plastic is the nut here. It's pretty thick, nice plastic, so this will work out well enough. We can use this plate for our mount pattern now. If we use the smaller bolt pattern here, we can mount this out farther. So I think we do that. So. Make sure that this is nice and centered. Okay, Right there. One of them, one of those, that one there, one right there. Beautiful. Okay. Now, which one of these is smaller than an M8 bolt? Well, that kind of seems like the perfect size. Let's go with that one. You know, thoughts occurring to me. I could actually hold this up and see where that'll mount. Ooh, that seems maybe a little far in. Ooh, you know, if I pull them out just like a little tiny bit, there's a whole other set of mount holes, one more square in, that would be way better. So if I just move them down a little bit, that would be a lot nicer. Yeah, let's do that. So hold on a minute. I'm not a monster. I'm not going to leave the old marks on there. Never mind, they can stay. But I will circle them so I know these are the wrong ones. There we go. Screw the back of the monitor from the inside. That would require nuts. Okay, so there, and I want to just go down a little bit and remark. There we go. Could use real nuts. I don't have them. That's the whole problem. The whole reason we're doing this is because I don't have nuts. Just black Sharpie over the wrong ones? You know what? Now you're thinking. That's how you get a promotion. Now you're talking. See? That's doing some good thinking right there. Beautiful. Okay. That looks good to me. Now, what can I use to hold this up so I don't drill holes into the table?
Raccoon says CHEER 100. It's amazing how with this chat we ever be short on nuts.
End of line.
Here we go. Some nice bench-safe foam. You have access to them from both sides. I don't have nuts. That's the whole problem. Beautiful. And thank you for the 100 bits, Chloe. This one kind of sucks because it's got like a whole weird texture thing. And it doesn't like go in the right spot. Oh, you know, I'm thinking maybe this is slightly off center. Oh well. All right. Now, that will work much better. So if I put 2 of these, can this actually reach? Barely. Okay. Let's give it a shot. No way that bit in. No, it did not. Okay, so it'll be about right there. Ish. It's hard to tell. It's almost like it's dark or something. I don't think that's where the hole is. Yeah. There's a bar in the way I can't see there. Okay, and right there. That's in. Okay. 2 more here. Hey, get back here. Yeah. Give me the other one. Where'd it go? It's gone. Oh, it's on the floor. Just get in there. Everything's gonna be fine. There we go. And then, do I even see the hole? You know, it would have been smart if I grabbed my flashlight before I did any of this. You know what? I'm sure the plastic will be fine. I'm just gonna leave it. Whatever. While I'm there, you know, might as well. Okay. Yep, it's right there. Where'd that screw go? Here's one. I don't know if that was the one, but there's a one. Not sure that's threading. Right there. There we go. Don't mind that gray hair that fell down there. Okay. Now we got to do the upper ones, which are kind of aligned even. Crazy. Okay. 1 screw there, 1 there. Let's slide a spacer in. Spacer is not going to do a whole lot, but whatever. Might have been, well, I was going to say might have been better off putting that in the back, but there's no, the screws aren't long enough for that. Okay, ooh, this is looking good.
For a true says CHEER 100 gray hair. I blame Matt Denko Tech Serious. He'll be after your Tech Talk Mini.
End of line.
Thank you for the 100 bits, Chloe. And there we are, just like it was always intended to be done. Beautiful. All right, now just add 1 panel and it's good to go. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of floppy and loose, so we got to be real careful with this, okay? Very careful. Oh, that's all floppy and loose. Who would have guessed? Okay, cool. There we go. Now, as we all know, I'm a Linux user, right? Okay, we've established this. And I like Ubuntu. And the default install for Ubuntu is Genome 3. And what does Genome 3 like to do? They like to have a menu bar along the left side of the monitor, right? So it was strategic that I mounted the monitor slightly to the left. That way the menu bar can be over here, and then it's not going to block the view of the main screen. It was totally intentional that I did that. Just keep that in mind. Okay. It's actually pretty solid on there. All right. Now, this is the glass for this thing, but it's upside down. It doesn't matter. You can fix anything in software. All right. I'm going to get this back on. This is a pain in the butt. Yeah, Teleprompter, the reality is the software that I use for this, imaginary Teleprompter, has every option you could ever want for mirroring, so it'll be fine. If I'm ever, like, you know, rich or anything, what I might do is actually replace this with a monitor that's made for this kind of thing and has mirroring built in. That'd be kind of cool. I have a cheap little 7-inch monitor that does, and it's so nice. Oh wait, that's right, none of these actually fit. I need a different one, which is not around here. Where did I put it? Was it in this? Did I put it back like some kind of idiot? Nope, here it is. See, like the 17 that you removed from it? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, that one? I don't know if that does flipping and stuff, actually. It might. Yeah, but I want a 16:9, because it's like, look at the size of the monitor, or the mirror, in relation to this glass. Like, this needed a bigger monitor. It was calling out for it. Yeah, see, the centering doesn't actually matter. I mean, the software is going to put it on monitor center, but whatever. All right, now there's this weird arm thing back here I got to be concerned about, so I need to lift this until that goes kind of flat, and then I can tighten these down. It's all just 2020 aluminum, so easy to work on. Okay, and then there was one bolt that goes in there, and I think it's this. Just gonna flip this over the edge. That hair in the way. Oh, there's a thing that moves in there for this. I did not realize that. Bye, screw. Where did it drop to? There it is. Ah. Hold on, I'm getting dizzy. This is completely normal teleprompter setup and operation here. Nothing weird at all. Okay. Whew, okay. Ah, yeah. I'm liking the look of this. This is gonna be nice. Whew, okay. Let's try and plug the monitor in. Make sure the glass still reflects. That. And yeah, of course it wouldn't turn on. Why would it turn on? I would expect it to turn on, so obviously it's not going to turn on. Yep, power there. Ugh. Stupid Samsung monitor. This is going to be really, really nice when I'm trying to set up to film a video and it just won't work. I'm going to love that a lot. And sometimes I feel like I get better results when I like put a little bit of stress on the cable, so maybe if I do that. There we go. And I never know if the buttons are on the top or the bottom. Hey, look at that, it's reflecting. The glass still works. Look at that. Look, it's pretty good at beam splitting too, all things considered. Okay, so we now have that set up. Did I fix the glass? It's still cracked right there. Ooh, wow, I can feel that a lot. Okay, well that's fun. Let's connect something to that that thing. Okay, so I have a Microsoft Surface here, and this is what I usually use to control teleprompter-y stuff. So I'm going to turn this on. And now I need a DVI adapter. And while I'm here, okay. Oh, my headphone's connected to this thing. Hold on. I also use it for playing back media offline here. Okay, hold on. Let me find something to teleprompt. And imaginary teleprompter. Okay, this takes a moment to load. You ever consider you might be less stressed if you reduce the amount of random goodwill junk you use in your business critical applications? Yeah, but then I'd be more stressed because of how expensive it all is. Anyway, I bet one of these, oh, the first one I picked up was DVI. Ha, what do you think about that, mister? Oh, you probably won't want more goodwill junk. Look at my 25-cent DVI to mini Thunderbolt video adapter, huh? Look at that. Perfect. First thing I grabbed. Exactly what I needed. Okay. Here, I'll load the script for the dot. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be stress. I mounted this thing to the plastic directly. It's going to be a lot of stress here. Okay. 30 minutes before stream. Running in boxes made it worth, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to plug DVI cable in, and conveniently this just goes straight down. So that's going to be really nice for routing cables later. I love that. It's almost like this wasn't made for this. Wait a minute, why is this weird? Plug in. There we go. Okay, I wonder if I'm going to have to turn up the brightness, because this seems like it might be slightly dim. But we'll find that out in a moment. And that's upside down. And, nope, that's upside down. And, oh, that's the USB port. Let's go ahead and extend. Perfect. Why is the keyboard not working anymore? I prefer it when the keyboard works. Why? Source. It's this one, right? This one, that one. It did something. Where's my mouse cursor? Why is it touchscreen? Hey, look, it's things. Okay, so let's go ahead. And now touch isn't working either. Well, it was cool when the computer worked, but then the monitor killed it, I guess. Oh well. You might want it focused too, I suppose. Okay, menu on the front, bottom, the back, the bottom. Maybe if I heat up my finger, then it'll work. Nope. Front, no. Wow, the viewing angle on this monitor sucks. Okay. I don't know why this thing has totally lost its... Ooh, whoa, wait. Actually, plugging that in did kill the... That's a little concerning. What? How? That doesn't seem right. Ground loop, it's running off a battery. I don't like that. I see the mouse cursor right there. but it does not move. But this isn't grounded either, so why would it matter? Is that 25-cent DVI adapter? I assure you that the DVI adapter is perfectly fine. I think the monitor is boned, though. Now what? Do you think VGA will have the same problem? This is Linux. This is not running Windows. It's a Microsoft Surface, but I purged all of Microsoft.
Community, they've gifted a total of 73 in the channel.
End of line.
Shade Tree, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I really appreciate that. Monor's DRM refused to work under a teleprompter. That'll be the holes drilled into it. Oh, you know, maybe it would have been cool to make sure that they weren't touching anything, but yeah, I'm sure it's fine. There's, we mounted it so high up that the screws would only be poking like that metal shielding on the back of the plate, so it's fine. Cardboard stuff painted in black paint. Space invaders in the monitor, yeah. Ooh, my t-shirt was delivered, Deziak. I'm excited. Used to daylight same monitor, used with DVI to VGA the entire time. Well, I know it has VGA, and I probably have a VGA one of these. I don't know if I have, I don't know how many I have. Let's find out. So this is passive DVI to VGA. That's probably not going to work. And then we got another DVI. I mean, we could just try a different one. Maybe a different one will have better grounding. Let's find out. And nope, mouse cursor still dies. Wait. Oh, it worked for a second. Hold on, maybe if I like lift it. Nope, it is cranky. It is very, very cranky. Okay, so I don't think it matters which one. It's putting 60 hertz, 55 volt. What? The 25-cent adapter can live. But here's okay. So if I touched this ground strap to one of the VGA screws, are you saying it would probably be fine then? Try a USB mouse directly on the computer. I guarantee it'll work. The computer works fine. I use the computer literally every day. Let's find out. Ground loop magic? Yeah, I'm a little concerned about this part, but you know, maybe it'll be. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh no, the LED just blinks. Okay, hold on. So right there. Okay, it's touching. Ground strap is 1 meg resistance. And maybe that's all it needs is 1 meg. Nope. Needs not that. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. The Surface is not plugged into anything. I don't understand how it has a problem. So I am confused. You want the ground the monitor with 0 ohms. So the only way this power supply has been working, Plan F, lay the Surface on the Samsung monitor. So the funny thing about that is I was really hoping I could use this just directly on there. Not on this one, because it's too small. Like, just look at this. I can put it on there lengthwise. That's how small it is, relatively, okay? So,
Denko Tech says it's a Surface made by Microsoft. And you're saying you're confused as to how it can possibly have a problem.
The Surface doesn't have a problem.
End of line.
It's not the Surface, it's the monitor. We did it, it works, yeah. The monitor is an excellent tray for the Surface. But Jacob, thank you for the 100 bits, so. Okay, well, what I guess I can do is break out the test bench down here, and then we can connect it to that instead, and I can just transfer the binary for the teleprompter software over, and we can mess with it that way. Then it's grounded. I have another idea. What if I connect an HDMI extender to this, because in reality, that's how I'm going to use it anyway, which will have power and ground, and then we can just plug the other end into this, which will also isolate this to protect it from this. Let's try it that way. Okay, where's the HDMI doodads at? Whoa. Nothing happened. Don't worry about anything. Do. Okay, HDMI things. I think I took them out. They're over here, maybe. I have new ones, or ones that are new in the box, but I don't want to use those. I'll grab a cable for now. Where are those HDMI extenders? I'm going to need this bin no matter what for HDMI cables. That is VGA cables. Don't need that. I said, shh, nothing happened. The thrift store monitor, yes, I got it without the power supply, so I ordered a generic one on Amazon, and it turns out the generic Amazon power supply was not very good. So I have like one HDMI transmitter that I leave out, that I move around, and I don't know where I used it last. That's the problem here. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a new pair. That way I don't have to think about this. See, is there one in there? Probably. How about this? That's pretty heavy. Maybe I put them all away too. That would be crazy. Okay. Whew, this is getting more and more complicated. Here, monitor, hold those for me. Okay, so we got a network cable. I'm gonna need a couple, I mean, it might come with HDMI cables. I don't remember, let's just look. I need a passive HDMI display port, not display port, DVI adapter, which I should have. Here we go. Bingo. Okay, let me just attach this. And here we are. Boom, it's now an HDMI monitor, upgraded. Okay. I'm gonna pull this back. Wait, that connector will die. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay. So, These are fancy pants HDMI over Ethernet transmitters. So they allow you to have very long runs of video without having to run like a dedicated HDMI cable. So we're going to use this as our ground isolator for the display. Only, you know, really a good idea to put the fancy pants hardware in danger. All right, this is the receivers. This one goes to the monitor. Look, this is what we need, that ground pin right there. That's what we're after. Yes, they have a grounded PSU. Oh my gosh, yeah, this one's brand new. Okay, did it come with an HDMI cable? No, jerks. What cheapskates. Although, actually, it came with connectors for making RCA or TRS cables. That's kind of nice. Came with a couple sets of them. Although they cheaped out, this is a plastic core twist tie, so I rescind my appreciation. I mean, I could have just put in an HDMI splitter as well, but, you know, why go minor kill when you can go overkill? This is the, well, this one is metal core. Weirdos. Why don't they have just one vendor? How are they getting their IEC cables from a different vendor than their power supplies, too? That's weird. Why don't they just come together? Alrighty. So we pluggity plug. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. There we are. And then take out this plug. Okay. To destination. Look at it. By the way, it's got RS-232 and HDMI and Ethernet and IR. These are super fancy. I've never used any of the other features. I bet I would love the serial if I had a serial device over there that I could use it with. Okay, so I'm going to plug this in over here. Listen to that power supply buzz, and it's definitely buzzing. Okay. One HDMI cable. Now I'm going to have to hang this thing off the edge again. There we are. Wow. Okay. Boop. And boop. Okay. Now, the other box is the transmitter. Hold on. When I actually put it away. The receivers all came with the wrap, the transmitters did not. So that's the easiest way to tell them apart when you are really lazy. So just grab one with a thing and one without a thing, and then you don't have to think anymore. Looking for perpetrator? Oh gosh. Okay. And transmitter. It's the exact same thing, except one of the ports is labeled slightly differently. Well, this one came with different cables. That's weird. And a different power supply. Why not a pair of TX and RX in one box? Because I bet they sell matrix switchers that have receivers and transmitters built in. So you might buy a matrix that just takes the Ethernet input, and then these would be your endpoints for that. I have Extron DTP hardware that works like that. So I actually have a transmitter, Extron DTP transmitter and receiver that can work with it. They can also work independently, but they can be fed through the matrix as well. So annoyingly, there is a legitimate reason to do it. It does seem stupid on the surface, but there like actually is a real reason. This is a different twist tie again. Ow! Pokey! CCTV, only Ethernet. Well, no, what Helen Croft was talking about is why are these not sold as a pair? And the reason is that they are compatible with other hardware. So you might have an instance where you only actually need one or the other. It's very possible. Like when I was buying the Extron ones, I didn't actually need the transmitter. I only needed the receiver. But the cheapest listing I found came with a pair, so I ended up buying that. Yeah, blood sacrifice. It almost... If I squeeze it real hard, I can get some out. Okay, now I will take one cable. These both have power. Boom, power, but they don't have link. So if I just go plug, boop, now link lights up, and then I'll plug in video and they'll be good to go. Well, Philip, I actually needed the receiver only in my instance because the Extron Crosspoint DTP84 has an individually scaled output for the DTP transmitter interface for some reason, and that allowed me to have my CRT feed be scaled separate from everything else, so I can run HDMI back and not have to have the main output scaled. Yeah, so it allows me to do a little bit more because it has multiple scaling engines. It's really weird. Okay, here we go. And boop. Video, and I still have functional mouse cursor. Crazy. Okay, now if I click, I'll set up the prompting style. I'm going to set it to all black. I'm going to flip. How do I need to flip? I think I need to double. Vertical flip. I think this is what I need. Oh, I didn't do external. Hold on. External prompter. Prompt. Wait, why is it not? Yeah. Hold on. Click, drag, click, drag, click, drag. There we go. Boom. Look at it. It's telepromptering. Oh, that's excellent. That's so nice. It could be brighter, but dude, it's so big. Oh my gosh. Oh, that rocks. I love this thing. Dude, it's so huge. Yeah, this monitor sucks. Can I make it brighter? That would be swell. Brightness. It's at 98% already, so I'll just go ahead and put it up to 9 to max so I feel better. Hey, boom. Wants to recap a TV PSU? Not really. Yeah, this is pretty nice. So the monitor really couldn't, I mean, I could just do that to make the monitor higher up in the frame or image. Yeah, it needs to be even closer. I don't know. I don't think there's a way I can extend this out, unfortunately. The whole mirror needs to come out. So you can see this gap right here, right? That's this down here. And I cannot get this monitor closer. Oh, there is a way I can get it closer. I don't think we have time to attempt this today, but you see what I'm seeing? We can get it 20 millimeters closer. This is excellent, though. So let me give you guys an idea of telepromptering. Okay. So I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to turn this. Something unplugged. I'm sure that it was totally fine and not a thing I need to worry about at all. Totally normal things. 100%. How's the crack? Kind of bad, actually. I think it may not matter in the long run. Though, I think I can live with it. Come on, turn on. I think this monitor is perfect for this thing. With the crack in the glass, it's like scuffed all around. It's just terrible, which is perfect. I shouldn't have nice things anyway. Let's be real. I'm supposed to have a bunch of garbage that barely works. Come on, turn on. There we go. It turned on only when I was holding the connector, and now it just shut off again. Can you pause or speed up the teleprompter, scroll speed? Not a foot pedal. I mean, maybe if I rebound foot pedal stuff. But the arrow keys and page up, page down, and all do a bunch of stuff on the fly. So, like, one thing you can do is use the arrow keys to adjust the speed on the fly. So if you're running a little behind, just tap slow down a little bit, and then you'll be able to catch up, then speed up again. I really need that monitor from Kaiser. Like, really bad. Also, why is it so hot in here? Oh my gosh. Oh wait, it just turned on. Okay, it's telepromptering.
From T2SDE have joined.
End of line.
T2SDE and Raiders, hello and welcome. I would turn this around so you could see it, but the power connector on this monitor is unbelievably janky, so we're gonna go ahead and not do that right now. But I just finished, you know what, I can just lift the camera. The power cable won't reach though. Anyway, it's a teleprompter. We just finished mounting this new monitor to it, and by new, I mean a monitor I bought at Goodwill like a decade ago, and I just drilled holes into the plastic to hold it on there with. But what I was trying to set up is to show how the teleprompter splits the glass so you can't see it when you zoom through. So you have no idea that there, oh, I had not considered that the crack would be visible to the camera. Why am I married to this junk monitor again? Because it's the only one that would fit. But yeah, you can see where there isn't a crack in the beam splitting glass, it works great. Just zoom in a bit. I probably will. You want to be at about 55 millimeters for a two-piece shot like this. So to give you a frame of reference here, this is going through a micro four thirds adapter, so it's not completely accurate, but this lens is at 35 millimeter. So adjust that as you will. It probably comes out to close to 50 millimeters, between 50 and 60, I would guess. So zooming in is ideal. So maybe you can fill in the crack with a windshield repair kit. I don't think so. I think it's a little more than that. All right, so this is sweet. This is almost kind of functional. I'm going to see if I can turn it around and not have it die. Oh, nope, it died, of course. Wait, it's gonna come back. There we go. Look at it, it's beautiful. Dude, I kind of love it. Let me turn it so you can see the crack. So, it's not amazing, but I think it's usable with the crack. It's not that bad. So I'd have to bend it out or in? Out. Okay. That's the whistle if good things are about to happen. I mean, I could totally make it even better. I would just have to bend it. Oh, man. Further back your eyes, the less you move your eyes to read. Yeah. So here, I can demonstrate the features this has. So I can expand or reduce the number of lines easily. And then let me bring it in. So it'd be going pretty fast. I can then speed it up or I can slow it down. And if I go far enough back, I can actually bring it up. So yeah, I really like this teleprompter software. It works really, really well. How much would it cost to replace the glass out of curiosity? I think we found it for the bargain of like $800. So the thing is that the beam splitting glass that this uses to do that thing where you can't see it through the camera and why you don't see two reflections here makes it ultra super duper expensive. Here, actually I have glass. I can just show you what peasant glass looks like. So this is picture frame glass, okay? Now if I hold this up, let me zoom in first. If I hold this up and reflect off of it, you can see that there is a ghost vertically, that you can see two reflections from the light. And that's because you're reflecting off of the front and the back of the glass. So you need special glass for this. We just got through the whole dot script, by the way. Couldn't find the $50 knockoff from Temu. Yeah, it's not actually going to do the thing. Make special glass at home when I can sputter specific coatings onto glass. Oh, I'll definitely be able to do that. ASU's probably sold something that can do that. I think I have seen sintering machines for sale. Yeah, it's really hard to capture on video, but it's genuinely a problem. This glass isn't even the best at this, if I'm perfectly honest here. So if I really zoom this in and focus it, and then brighten the image, you will be able to see the reflection on this. This is not the best glass at this. Almost all of my other teleprompters are actually better at it than this is. But this one is still pretty good, all things considered. Make the text a bit narrower so it doesn't touch the crack area. I could, but like the whole point was I wanted a wide monitor to fill up the whole thing. Like, okay, look at this, okay? Think about what size all of that is. And then think about this is what was meant to go in there. Like we're seeing text on the sides of that display, including the frame and me holding it higher up. A bigger monitor is needed for this thing. Or if mirror glass is feasible. Well, it's not a mirror because you have to be able to see through it. A camera mounts behind it. So this is going to be quite literally the opposite of how it works, but we need stuff to go through this. Yeah, I can hold that open actually. You can see how that works. So a camera goes back here to look through that. It looks perfect. It looks really good. Yeah. The crack isn't actually that bad, all things considered. We're also at an angle, I think, where we're avoiding the whole crack. Oh, I need to turn the light off. Hold on. There we go. Does the camera see the crack? Well, we just put it in. It is possible for it to see it. But if I zoom in, it won't be able to, and I think the amount that I will zoom in, it won't be a problem. We don't really have enough time for me to mess with mounting that camera on there today, that is the one that will live in there. And then I will probably put chat on that screen, actually. We'll see how that works. This glass isn't smoke. I'm trying to think. You might be right that the presentation glass is the same. I would think it would have been acrylic though, but now that you say that, you're probably right. Man, I never thought about that. Those have got to be some like really bright displays that they use for that. Because they're so far down. Entered the age of free-flowing glass, yeah. So if I get it really far down, you can start to see the issues with that. It's really not that bad, though. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Hold on, let me put chat on there just for kicks. And I'll map the Linux output for the monitor. I think I can to make it flipped and stuff. Let's see if I can. Okay, hold on, Surface is being a pain in the butt. Display configuration. Okay. Spam smung screen. Okay. I can rotate it. I don't think I can't mirror it, really? That's not an option? That kind of sucks. Huh. I wonder what it's going to cost to get a mirrorable hardware monitor that's 24 inches. Ooh, that's going to suck. Why can't this mirror? That's so weird. I can flip it 180 degrees, so I can rotate it. Okay, that looks better, but it still has to be mirrored. I keep wanting to go into the NVIDIA settings, but that does not exist here. This is making you want one. It's not good, but it's not bad enough to make an issue of. Yeah, Windows can do it. You shut up. Windows or NVIDIA can. Server config edit? Yeah, that's usually not a great idea. All right, well, I'm not going to mess with that too much. Yeah, I know Xrender can do almost any horrible, evil stuff you want, but that's playing with fire. Not really crazy about messing around with Xrender. Xrender invocation away, but you're not running Wayland. No, I don't know if I'm running Wayland. It looks like maybe not. Because it's saying something or another about using, legacy X11 applications. Okay, I'm running Wayland. Here, let me look it up. Let me see if there's like a simple command. Can't one of the Extron scalars mirror it? You know, I've never looked if they can mirror an image. That's an interesting question. I need to bring my spare DVS 510 to the office before I can try and mess with that kind of stuff, but I can do that. Let me see if Wayland can mirror. I think this thing is sucking because this is using more VRAM. Oh, I bet it's also in like a lower power output mode because it's running off battery. Wayland, mirror, display. You know, that's not going to be a good thing to look up because people think mirroring means cloning. Flip might do it, yeah. Although apparently there's something called WL mirror that can do this. I don't know exactly, but so let's just look at WL mirror. Going to GitHub. Nope. This is, oh, support custom flips or rotations. Wait, what? What is this? Attempts to provide a solution to Sway's lack of output mirroring by mirroring an output to a... Does it just output like a random clone? So HUD is not going to be the solution here. I understand what you're saying. That's not going to be it. 30-degree rotation. Yeah, I guess I'll mirror like flip, Wayland flip display. This is weird. Flip, the monitor just died. Did he rotate? No. Horizontal flipping, you know, that would work. I need vertical, but close enough. If you can do one. Oh, I refuse to use Wayland render. No. There has to be a way of doing it. Yeah. Isn't Wayland's whole thing like they've isolated the frame buffer from the actual video output so it can do wonky stuff? Why? I might just have to break and look this up because we only have 10 minutes. OBS capture main window. I hate that, but that would work. The only problem is that this isn't 1080p. So, okay. My teleprompter software can flip the display to work correctly. That's not a problem, okay? What I'm looking at is operating system level. I'm trying to flip the entire graphical render engine on this monitor. Thought it was just chat. No. I'm trying to do the entire thing. Yeah, I could do that pretty easily. If I was just concerned about chat, yes, I could do that pretty easily. No, I was trying to look to do the entire thing. Wayland can rotate but not flip. Well, what's the point, man? Why are we leaving X11? X11 was fantastic. K-screen. Oh, okay. Wayland. K-screen. Doctor. Flip display. Interesting. Plasma 6, be able to make a screen mirrored in the x-axis. Or mirrored on the x-axis plus rotate. Okay, but I need it on the y-axis.
X11 is the second worst Windows system. It's just all the others are tied for first place.
End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. I disagree with your opinion, though. X11 is fantastic. Well, I can't find dielectric coating for 7030 beam splitting glass because it's probably like capacitor juice where no one wants to spell the secrets for how it's done. So there's x-axis flipping. I need y-axis flipping. I'm just gonna unplug this for now and make the computer run like poo. Let's see. Oh, there's a whole lot of stuff. Okay, well let me go back. Let me think about that. I guess that would work. Yeah. So do I just need X flip right now? Because I already did the 180 rotate. So K-screen doctor. All right, hold on. Is that already installed? It does appear to be. Okay. Output, screen name. How do I get the list? This is going to be wonky. Okay, hold on, because I'm probably going to have to type password stuff. Okay. -O. Why is the monitor not monitoring anymore? Okay, now it's on. Keep shutting off because things are really, really good over here. Output, okay, and then hold on. Wow, you don't even need like root to do this? That's so weird. Why did it switch to analog input? I think I'm bumping it with my arm and changing the video source. Digital. Okay, come on. Show the video. What is... There we go. Okay. All right, hold on. We're going to try this. So, in theory, should be HDMI A2 rotation flipped. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to run the command. The beam should come from the left. So let's see what happens when I run this. Okay. If I run it again, it doesn't like it. So what if I just do flipped? Unable to parse arguments. Well, it's all cranky now. Hold on, I'm going to go try the settings in this. So now if I do click and then click and then click. No. On keep. Okay, and I'm going to try flipped only. Unable to parse arguments. Hold on, let me make sure I didn't rename the output. No. What? Put. This is weird. So deck writer print the script in real time. It won't let me change the flipped, not flipped status. You know, I'm just going to unplug it and plug it back in. Maybe that'll do it. Okay, plug back in, and we got 2 minutes here. Come on, we can do this. Okay, so that's still rotated. I only want to flip it. Unable to parse arguments, something flipped. It can do that. This is now flipped, but because it's rotated. Hold on, is there something else where I can rotate 180 after the flip or something? Okay, rotation up. Could not set rotation down. Could not set rotation. There's like left and right. Left. Who wants that? What are the values for this? So we've got, well, the KDE settings do not correlate. We've got clockwise 90, upside down. Dude, what are the options here, man? What's rotation inverted? Inverted. Well, that's not it. Wait, inverted is flipped dot inverted. You can't do both. So I can do inverted or I can do flipped. So rotation normal does that. And then we have inverted, which is upside down. So normal. And then we have flipped. How do I do both, though? Because if I run... Oh, wait, I think I know how to do both. Do you just do it twice? Wait, do you just send two parameters? Doesn't seem like it. Normal. Flipped 180, is that a thing? Oh my gosh, that is a thing. Boom, that's it right there. We got it. There is a visible, readable terminal on it. Wow, the mirroring is really, really bad when the text is that tiny. Okay, so that's the command, flipped 180. Now we know. So K-Screen Doctor, output, blah, blah, rotation flipped 180. That's the answer. Why is it not flipped inverted? Why are there two different syntaxes for this? It's so stupid. But there we go. Oh my gosh. Now we got to do a thing. One moment. I will do this. Apply. Keep. Oh, it's so hard to read anything now. Oh, lame. I don't have Chocolate Doom installed. I was going to run Doom. Darn. Hold on. You know what? We can just cheat. Doom E1M1. I don't want a soundtrack. I want a Let's Play. Come on, is no one, like, what? The song name is not called E1M1. Stop giving me music. Doom episode, not episode 1. Someone's just got a full playthrough. Here we go. Stupidest thing ever. Boom, Doom on a teleprompter. There we go. All right, so it works. I didn't realize the speakers worked in that. I'm so used to the speakers not working in anything. There's your thumbnail. I've already made this joke on Mastodon. It's overplayed now. Dude, this monitor sucks, by the way. It's terrible. All right. Came in late. Yes, we just use K-Screen Doctor to mirror and flip this stuff. So that will be the answer for that going forward. Yeah, but this is definitely going to work. Takes more computing power to play that video than the actual game. Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. That is the...
Says DHEER 100A. I heard you like Doom, so I put Doom in your Doom so you could do while you do.
End of line.
Taters Games, thank you for the 100 bits there. That is the teleprompter. I am definitely going to move the beams forward to the next row because that will make it work a lot better. And now I can use this for chat, so that's going to be a thing to set up. I don't know when I'll do that, but yeah, there we go. So that's how that's going to work. And that is going to be it for the stream. Thankfully, Linux was smart enough to re-enable the display on here after I unplugged the other one. I was not confident that it actually was going to. I thought I was just going to hold the power button to shut it off. But yes, that is it for now. So I am going to run the outro. All right, we are a little over time, but doing pretty good here. This was a good stream. I'm glad we got this thing working. Not the way I intended to, but you know what? That'll work. Start stream misclick, sent the audio to your living room TV instead. Yeah. So, all right. If you all enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But that's it for now, and I will see you all next time.